Like it's in here. It's in here. It's in here. It's in here. And it's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen because I believe that it will happen.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk, where we are bringing you educational stories and real-life experiences behind the scenes of TV and film. I'm your host and a talent agent, Jason Lockhart, and today I'm so excited about this guest that we have, Miss April Parker Jones.
Hey, Jason. Oh, you look so good, by
I'm
the
almost
way.
nervous around you because I'm just like...
Let's just both take a deep breath.
I know.
And blow it out. There.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh. That helped.
Your body of work...
Oh, thank
is
you.
so strong and beautiful.
Thank you.
And simple at the same time.
Yeah.
Your work.
Yeah, thank you. It's not been an overnight success, if you would.
I know.
And I think that's what people need to know. These things take time.
They do.
So the objective is don't quit. But yeah, thank you. So you look up and you go, wow, got some credits. It's all right. But like Jay always says, the best is still yet to come. So all those things have been done, but I can't wait to see what the creator has in store for what's next. I really don't even think I've scratched the surface.
I love that because it really isn't about the job or like what was the great experience. It's about the career.
The journey.
And the career has so many things. There's the peaks and the valleys.
Yeah.
And you just appreciate it while you're in the thick of it.
You do. And I'm just so grateful that little girl from Durham, North Carolina was not afraid to step out on faith and spread her wings and say, hey, let's give this dream a fair chance. And I'm almost 50. And like I said, there's still so much more to come. But yeah, I'm grateful for what is. And I'm proud of myself. I am.
I love that.
Yeah, I am.
See it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm proud of myself, and I don't think this is an egotistical thing. I think it's a part of the journey of saying, "Hey, you didn't quit. You were courageous. Now give yourself some encouragement, and hopefully I can pass that on to the next person who wants to do the same thing." So,
do you feel like you've got any young actors that look up to you or come to you for mentorship?
I get it all the time, and I consider it a privilege and an honor. But yeah, they do, because you know what? We all need someone we can kind of look up to and go to for guidance. And so it's my pleasure whenever I get someone to say, "Hey, can you give me a little advice here? Or can I get some mentorship there?" Absolutely, because you know when I think about it, Jason, I don't think that I ever really had a actual mentor, someone that I could pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I got this part, but I'm not really quite sure. And those things are important. Once I met Jay, he became a mentor of mine. But I think that you should be intentional about carving out a mentor, someone that you can definitely look up to for sound advice that you respect. Do you have a mentor?
Sort of.
Yeah.
There's a guy, shout out to Mr. Mark Temple if you're watching, Mark.
Yes.
You know Mark?
I want to say he's an attorney.
He's an attorney.
Yes, of course I know Mark
He
Temple.
reps Tyler Perry. Yeah.
Yes.
And lots of actors.
Yes, okay.
And I've just been on a lot of deals with him, and we
Look
get
at
dinner
that.
every time he's in Atlanta.
Okay.
And I will watch him redline deals.
Okay.
And I don't know if he knows. I don't know if you know this, Mark, but I've learned a lot from you.
Look
and
at that.
I continuously am excited every conversation I get to have with him, every dinner I get to have with him, and to pick his brain. He's a lot of years older than me.
Yeah.
And a lot of experience is greater than I.
See,
And
you need that. So I'm proud of you. And shout out to Mark Temple. And I hope he watches this so he'll know that he has people who are looking to him to help reach that next level in your life. So good for you.
yeah, I
Get a
think
mentor.
It's important,
It
you
is.
know?
It
And it
is.
also humbles you. When you think you know everything, how can you learn and grow, and how can you
is
help anyone?
Extremely humbling. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I want to, I feel like my introduction to you was in real life in like the late 2000s with Jericho.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Jericho.
Because I remember that and you crushed it. But I think we should talk about,
Jason.
let's talk about whatever you want to talk about
Sure.
today. What do you feel like was one of the greatest, like looking back and all the dots that connect?
Yes.
Because we don't know the dots in real life,
Ooh, and
in
it's so
real
dotty.
time.
It's
But
so
when we look
dotty.
back, we can kind of, you can see how the dots connect.
Yeah.
Hey actors, let me grab your attention for a quick moment because our incredible 3-day event is coming up. This is one of my favorite events of the entire year. the Southeast Actor Summit. And you probably already know that Atlanta is the heart of the Southeast, but the entire Southeast market really is one of the best markets that you could be diving into. And if you're not already working in this market, you probably should. There's so many opportunities. And so this is a great way to dive in. We bring in some of the best instructors here in Atlanta to help guide you and move you forward in your craft, while also including different agents and casting directors, so you can truly get that behind the scenes peek at how to move your journey and your career forward. So I really hope you'll join us. There's more information in the description, so check that out. But if you truly want to not only work in the Southeast, but thrive here in the Southeast, this is a must attend event, period. So I hope to see you there, the Southeast Actor Summit.
Connect in your life.
Jericho was certainly a major, major dot. And just a quick sidebar about Jericho. It was really one of my first major TV and film experiences. I'm a theater actress. So I met Jay doing a stage play in New York, and that's where my heart lied. But when I made the transition to film and TV, we moved to LA in 2004. Jericho was maybe the third job I got after a guest star on CSI Miami.
Wow.
CSI Miami. And then I got Jericho. So the gag is I was only supposed to be in one episode as a co-star and just a couple of lines, but every episode they kept calling me back for every episode. So I ended up doing every episode of this iconic show, Jericho, even kind of figuring out what happens at the end. And I had to learn how to TV actress etiquette while at work.
Network primetime too.
Yes.
The biggest of the big.
The biggest of the big. And oh my goodness. So I was so green, but thank God for people like Lenny James, who would be like, stand here. He's British. I was trying to do my British accent. Stand here. That's camera A. That's camera B. Oh, okay, Lenny, thank you. I learned on the spot. I was terrified, but it also gave me a lot of confidence and showed me that, hey, I can do this. I can do this. So yes, Jericho was definitely one of those dots that connected so many others. But if we're talking about really pivotal projects, I would have to say when I got a chance 10 years later after being in Hollywood, it's not overnight.
It's not an overnight success story ever.
Get wonderful guest spots, but I had a chance to audition for one of Tyler Perry's shows. It was on OWN at the time, Oprah's network, called If Loving You Is Wrong. I auditioned for the show. I didn't get it. At first. Another actress got it. A very well-known actress was offered the role, but they asked me to come back for a callback to read for a smaller role. I came back to the callback to read for the smaller role. Tyler Perry was in the callback room, so of course we're all, oh my God, he's over there. So he said, well, before you read for the smaller role, I'm going to have you read for that series regular role just one more time. I just want to see it. I said, okay. So I read for it again, and he leaned forward in his chair, Jason, and he goes, April, you don't look like how I envisioned this character. You don't sound like her, but you're her. You're her. And that dot, that's when the dot connected, and I was offered this role. And I tell you, Jason, I had never had a chance to play a series regular role. Playing that role allowed Jay and I enough money to move to Atlanta, to put a down payment on a home. And it was such a pivotal time in our lives. And I'm so grateful that I consider us to be good stewards with that blessing that we got, because we were able to get a home for our family, and we had just struggled so much in LA. And so to be able to see the rewards of all of those years of hard work, to get a home for your kids and now our grandkid, and
I feel it. That's what I want for every actor that deserves it,
That's why you can't quit. You can't quit. So thank you, Tyler Perry, if you're watching, for the opportunity to play Natalie. And it's such a great role. I mean, it was a role that a lot of women could relate to. So I get stopped all the time, even now, Jason. Natalie, I don't know your name, but Natalie. And it changed my life. It changed our lives. So I'm grateful for that other dot that connected that dot, and then the dots that are to come after this. Yeah.
Could you say throughout that experience, because it was years.
It's years. Mm-hmm.
Is there any really great lesson that you learned through that experience that you could either tell a younger version of yourself or to a young actor who's just struggling, turning in tapes all the time, wanting to get to that level?
Yes. When it's for you, it's for you. Period. When it's for you, it's for you. Remember the story I just told you? That part was offered to another actress. But Tyler Perry said, this does not look like how I envision this character. You don't sound like her. But he couldn't deny that it was ordained. So when something's for you, it's for you. And you have to trust that part. That's where the faith comes in. Jay and I like to call this industry, if you would, a faith-based industry, because you really have to rely on that supernatural feeling of when something is meant for me, it's meant for me. And if it's not, that doesn't mean you quit. Just keep going. But if and do the work. So when it's meant for you, it's for you. Just don't give up. Keep getting better. Keep humbling yourself. Keep learning. Find those mentors, but don't quit. That's the lesson. Don't quit. Don't quit.
I love that so much.
Yes.
It's one of the 3 P's that I talk about: patience, persistence, and positivity.
Patience, persistence, positivity.
Talk
Okay,
about
I
it all
love
the
it.
time.
Okay.
Those
Patience,
3
persistence,
things, I think, get
positivity.
you what you want in numerous situations.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's so much we can't control in this industry, but you can control being patient.
Yes, you
can
can.
control being persistent.
Yes, you can.
And you can control being positive.
Damn right you can.
Because the opposites are really awful.
Yes, they are.
You know?
Okay. Thank you for that. I will take that with me, those 3 Ps. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
I love it. I love your story so much.
Thank
and I'm
you.
excited to see. So, like, if we were talking about what comes next, what would be like a dream role for you?
Gosh. Yeah, a dream role for me would be a series regular on a major network show that shoots in Atlanta, Georgia, paying me a nice amount of money that goes for a minimum of 5 seasons and will go into syndication. And the reason why I can blurt this out so easily is because I have it written down. I have it written down word by word on my on my closet door, and that is my dream. As far as the role itself, I believe whatever God says, I'll be able to bring life to. There's no particular type of role. It's just a role that where I can be challenged, but and pushed and have fun. I always find a way to have fun with any role, but I see myself being on a show that will leave a mark in the culture for years and years to come. I'm talking about like Grey's Anatomy seasons. I'm talking, you know what I mean? I'm talking about the Chicago Fire, Med, PD, all those seasons of shows that are going to 21 seasons. I see myself being on that type of run, and it's coming. It's coming soon. I feel it.
I feel it too.
I feel it.
And you know, I was actually just thinking, like, what if you booked Grosse Pointe Garden Society right here in Atlanta?
And I've not even heard of Rose Point Garden Society. Give me the tea on that.
So some of the same creators, writers behind, I believe they worked on Grey's Anatomy,
Okay.
Desperate Housewives,
Okay.
Good Girls.
Yes.
And it's here, just started shooting in Atlanta.
Okay, Jason's putting it out there,
Prime
and I'm
time.
receiving it. Okay,
I think it's going to air. It airs the first episode in February after
Okay.
the Suits LA premiere.
Okay.
Like 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday.
Okay.
So they're setting it up for success.
Okay. Yes, I feel that. I'm receiving that, and I definitely feel like that something big is coming down the pipeline in regards to just sustainability. Because I'm ready. I feel like I've paid my dues, and I feel like I've put in the work, and I've demonstrated patience, persistence, and positivity. And
Look at you go.
Okay. And I will continue to do that, and help others along the way as best I can while I'm in this journey too.
Well, I also think a great lesson for our audience here is something, it's not what you said, but how you said it and what your dream role would be. I feel like it was very logical
Yes.
and very business driven
Yes.
with longevity in mind.
Absolutely.
And not just, I want to play Batman. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I want to play a prosecutor who just sues everyone. You really nailed it in the coffin for setting yourself up for personal success and
Damn
happiness
right.
with
Damn
a
right.
long-term job.
Absolutely. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. Just like I wrote down before I got the Tyler Perry job, I wrote down something very similar, and it manifested. It happened. So my advice to those watching too, write it down. You know, don't just put it in your phone. Take a pen or a marker or whatever and write it down. Write it down and put it up somewhere where you'll see it every day. There's something magical about manifestation. It's real.
It is real.
It's real. And when you see it, when you write it, it's so real, and you see it and it's like, okay, I can do this. And then it happens and you go, yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
You know what? That brings me to a point that, like, so Jesse Malinowski, thank you, Jesse, wherever you may be, who
Yes.
produces our show. Very
Yes,
grateful for you, Jesse.
Thank you.
Something he says all the time, and I'm giving you full credit for this, Jesse. actors always talk about leveling up. I want to level up. And a lot of them, it's co-star, guest star, series regular, or series regular to more episodes. What if leveling up is not just that drastic of something beyond your control, but something realistic? Like my next goal is I want to get paid 3 months in a row.
Ooh.
I want to be on a weekly contract that lasts a full month.
Absolutely.
You know, I want
yeah.
to book a show where I get to be in 5 episodes.
Absolutely.
Or 2 episodes.
Yes, the exponential growth. I see what you're saying. Yes, it doesn't have to be so drastic, but yes, those kind of, it's sort of like having kind of those short-term goals and long-term goals.
Yes.
Absolutely, you should have those too. But definitely don't limit yourself with those drastic ones, because we look
They
at things
happen.
like Jericho, where I was supposed to be a co-star and ended up doing every single episode. So it happens. But yeah, short-term, long-term goals. Absolutely, those realistic, bite-sized things that we can kind of sink our teeth into are also important. But
Yeah,
anything's
I think they'll
possible.
help with confidence.
Yes, it does. It does help with
You know?
confidence.
But the way that you phrased it was so realistic and so beautiful.
Because I got it written down, man.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
telling
that's
you.
it.
I got it written down. I see it every day, so I've memorized it.
So write that shit down,
Yeah, write
everyone.
it down. I didn't know you were going to ask that question, but I started spewing it out, and I go, oh, that's because I have it written down. Like, it's in here. It's in here. It's in here. It's in here. And it's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen because I believe that it will happen. Yeah, I believe that it will happen.
It's also just glorious how you're confident in that, and you're like you accept it.
Yes.
Instead of like stress over it and work toward it.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Just do good work and be kind. Don't be an asshole. I mean, I tell you, man, it's not really complicated. You do no, really. When
I
you talked
know.
about simplicity when when you made the introduction to me, and I go simple. Yeah, it is. At the end of the day, it all is pretty simple. Do good work, show up, and be kind. It's it. Show up, do good work, and be kind.
And they'll always want to work with you again,
they
too.
will. They will. It's not rocket science. Do good work and be kind. It's not always who you know or what couch you're on. It's just show up, do good work, and be kind. I've seen it work. That's why I know. I put it to work. I put it to practice, and it works.
And the kindness is huge too. And I don't think
It's
we've ever talked about that on this
huge.
show. But like,
It's huge.
anytime that I've been around you socially and then you leave, people always talk about how wonderful you are after you're gone.
Wow.
And so I can only imagine leaving a set that it would be the same kind of talk behind your back.
I think we need to talk about it more. And it's not anything that I'm necessarily trying to do. I just want people to feel. I just want to make people feel how I would want to feel, which is heard, which is respected, which is heard and respected. It's not that complicated. I just did an episode of Tracker, and was it Tracker? Yeah, it was Tracker, and it was shot in Vancouver. I got back home maybe about a few weeks later. The second AD shot me a text out the blue, and she said, "April, I just wanted to let you know that when you left, everybody said how awesome you were." And I'm not trying to big myself up, you guys. It's not an ego thing. I just want to share this story with you and your viewers. The second AD shot me a text. Everybody talked about how wonderful you were, how gracious you were and kind, and I just thought that you should know, and that will stay with me because I go, you never know who you're affecting, from craft services to that PA to that transpo driver. Be kind to everybody, because you're leaving behind pieces of yourself and your energy, and you never know when you'll see those people again, or how they might elevate and you work together. And I don't know, it just stayed with me. So be good, be kind, everybody. It's not complicated.
And as we wrap up, I do want to bring to one kind of current dot on the connecting dots of your career.
Absolutely.
Do you have any advice for our viewers, or any great nugget of information that you've picked up on the wonderful show Bel Air?
Oh gosh. Oh, any nuggets are, oh my gosh. So Bel Air's been so great. It's been a dream.
It's great.
It's just been a dream come true. We talk about remakes and reimaginings, and sometimes shows don't get it right when they try to do a remake, but Bel Air got it right. I will say that the young man whose mom I play, his name is Jabari. He plays Will. this is his first real show. And we've had a chance since season 1 to kind of grow together. And I hope that he's been able to learn some things from me, because I've learned so much from him, and the chemistry that we have together. But I think it all kind of goes back to, even when I think about Jabari's story, it's just don't give up. I know I've said this before, but if you really, really know your why in this industry, and that why for you being an actor is associated with something so great and so big and so tangible, not just money and fame, then don't give up. We never know when that big break is coming, or that next dot that might connect the next dot. So just don't quit. Persist, have patience, and have positivity.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, Jason. This was great.
I do have a
I'm
gift
proud
for
of
you for being here.
Ooh, I
Proud of
love
me. I'm proud of
gifts.
you. Thank
I'm proud of you. Yes.
You get a free car for being here today. But you don't get to pick. So just reach your hand in there.
Oh,
Well,
Rachel.
you pick, but don't look.
May the force be
That
with you.
that bag is from
Okay.
Sarah Carpenter,
Okay. Oh,
who opened her doors to me. What'd you get?
is this a BMW? It's a BMW. It's a Beamer. Is it?
A yellow one. A
Yes.
92 yellow Beamer.
A 92. Look at that. I love it. So, hey, maybe we'll manifest this
There you go.
in the coming years. Thank you.
That
Thank you for
suits
this
you
awesome
well.
gift.
You would look great in that car.
Yes, I would.
Well, thank you for
Thank
being
you. This is
here.
great.
Thank you to our audience for tuning in.
Yes.
Such great stuff today. April,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank
and
you,
thanks
dear.
again, Jesse and Get Seen, for promoting our show and publishing it and producing it. And if you would like to be a guest on the show because you've got a great story of your own, feel free to pitch it directly to us. It's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. April, thank you.